The Bahrain Grand Prix is just a few days away, but teams are already on the ground with 3 days of testing wrapped up. We've got you covered with our weekly F1 news recap. Between February 23rd and 25th, all teams took part in preseason testing at the Bahrain International Circuit. To provide some context about preseason testing, in previous years at least 10 days were allocated for testing, and in some years teams were allowed to test their cars for as many days as they liked. In recent years, in order to save costs and to level the playing field among the teams, Formula One decided to limit the number of testing days to just 3. This year, the Bahrain circuit was open for 25.5 hours to the teams, from 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. There were 2 testing sessions, the morning one at 10 a.m. and the afternoon one at 3 p.m. Teams could do as many runs as they liked during each session, but with only one car. The circuit's long, straight, and tight corners made it an excellent opportunity for the teams to test different aspects of their car. The goal of preseason testing is to sort out and fix any issues before the season begins. Therefore, the cars we saw last week may not be the cars we see this weekend in Bahrain. Teams are allowed to design their own test programs, including tire usage and fuel loads. During testing, you will see teams using a couple of tools to gather data. To measure air pressure and airflow around the car, aerodynamic rakes which are covered in sensors are fitted to the car. Fluorescent FLUORESCENT paint is also applied to the front of the car and is used to visualize airflow over the body of the car. The paint is composed of a fluorescent powder with a light oil. Teams were allocated 30 sets of tires, 120 tires in total, for the 3 days, ranging from the C0, the hardest tire, to the C5, the softest tire. There were also 2 sets of unmarked prototype tires. In total, 7 different slick compound tires were used. Among the regulation changes for this season is a higher ride height, which involves raising the edge of the floor by 15 millimeters. This was done to reduce porpoising, which affected many cars last year. Other changes included larger wing mirrors to improve driver visibility and a reduction in the car's minimum weight by 2 kilograms. Although preseason testing is useful for the teams and drivers, it doesn't really provide fans much insight into the season. For example, during the season, only 3 out of 5 dry weather tire compounds are allocated by Pirelli for each race. During testing, a team might have scored the fastest lap on a compound that will not be used during a given race. A term that is often used during testing is sandbagging. This means that a team deliberately has their drivers lap slower than they're capable of to hide the real pace of the car. This is done to either save their performance for the first race or to throw off the other teams by not revealing how strong they are. Opposite to sandbagging is a glory run. This is when a low or a midfield team sets the fastest lap. A team can achieve this by using the softest compound of tires and low fuel load. In total, there were 3,992 laps completed during this year's preseason testing, equaling 21,603 kilometers. Red Bull were the favorites heading in, and they didn't disappoint. Sergio Perez set the fastest time of the week on the 3rd day, and Max Verstappen topped the charts on the 1st day. Mercedes and Ferrari came in 2nd and 3rd. Both Ferrari drivers finished in the top 5 every day. Mercedes got off to a solid start on day 1, with both drivers finishing in the top 10. However, the next day, Russell's car suffered a hydraulic failure which took him out of testing. Hamilton reported balance issue on the car and finished 15th. On Saturday, they improved with Hamilton finishing 2nd and Russell in 8th. Aston Martin was the surprise of preseason testing, with Fernando Alonso taking part in all 3 late afternoon sessions and finishing 2nd and 3rd in the first 2 days. His teammate Lance Stroll is the only driver not to have participated in preseason testing, having sustained a wrist injury while biking a few days earlier. On Sunday, Aston Martin confirmed that reserve driver Felipe Drugovich, who filled in for Stroll during testing, will replace him at the Bahrain Grand Prix should he not be fit. Initially, his former teammate Sebastian Vettel, who retired from F1 last year, was rumored to be his stand-in. Alfa Romeo was also surprisingly quick during testing. Zhou Guanyu was the surprise leader on day 2 of testing. The Bahrain Grand Prix will take place on Sunday, March 5th. Hope this video gave you a good recap of preseason testing. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video and consider subscribing to the channel for more great Formula One content.